Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Before getting any further into the video, please understand the likelihood of being record errors in my footage. I won't know they're happening until I go back to edit this, but it has been happening quite a lot as of late. I'm here in Skyrim currently, but this is not a Skyrim video. I just wanted to have something actually going on in the footage. But in any case, I find it ironic that the character that I borrow from Eyes Only, in his broadcast, when he would start them, part of the broadcast he would say about it not being able to be stopped, which in his case would be true. In the case of me and my channel, thanks to Sony and what they are doing, I foresee the likelihood that it is coming to an end, and relatively soon. Now, I do want to say nothing is set in stone yet, but I'm making this video so that I don't just leave my community in the dark if content is no longer uploaded to the channel. That you understand why, because at the end of the day, I do care about this community. It's why I came back for you when I originally myself had decided to stop due to what YouTube had done, and then ultimately reversed that decision a week later. This time though, it's going to be out of my hands if everything that I'm hearing is happening with the actual restrictions that's going to be put into place on PS4s and PS5s if you do not comply with the quote-unquote age verification, the collection of your personal data by Sony and Yoti, or Yoti, whatever the fuck it's called, that the likelihood of it impacting the channel. Now, I do want to say that this is all speculation as far as the way I'm taking it until it actually comes to pass, but a lot of people are pointing out that there is information out there that Sony, surprise surprise, is not being completely upfront about how much this is going to impact people like myself that refuse to give our personal information to them and Yoti. And that, for one, they're misleading in the fact they're trying to cover their asses when they make it sound like this is a global law and they're simply complying with it. Age verification is not a global law, at least not yet. It could be at some point in the future. I would not be at all surprised, as countries and corporations want your personal data. There is money to be made in that. That is the whole reason for this. It has nothing to do with protecting children, but that makes it an easier pill to swallow for some, and that's why they pass it off that way. But in any case, it's not global yet. Sony is saying that to cover their asses. Likewise, that Sony is trying to reassure us that Yoti is a trusted corporation and that our data will be secure, when that simply is the case because of the fact that just as recent as last month, they're under investigation for the misuse of biometric data, and they're under several other lawsuits and stuff going back years, and allegations of misuse of collected data. Obviously, I do not trust, and I'm not going to give personal information to Sony and Yoti. And in such, the way that's going to affect what people are saying, it's going to be more than, it's pretty much going to kill communication on PS4, PS5, and any future system of theirs if you don't go ahead and agree to the verification. People are saying that besides PSN messages, as well as chat communications, that things that you wouldn't even think, like right now I'm in here and I'm going to, when I'm done with this, save my footage, and this is how I create my content. I will no longer be able to do this. You will not be able to save footage. Likewise, you will not be able to stream to platforms like YouTube, which I don't live stream, but you also will not be able to upload your footage. So even if I was able to save this, I would not be able to use the PlayStation to then upload my footage to my channel. And everything that is created on this channel is through my PS4. I do not have a PC. Everything you see I make with my PS4 and assisted by my PS3. So when I hear people talking that the communication features is pretty much going to be shot on the systems, that you won't be able to save your game footage, you won't be able to upload to platforms like YouTube and where have you, well, to me that is obvious. That means that is it. I don't even know actually at this point how much the web browser runs through their crap to where I could say I could at least still communicate with you through the comments, although I imagine most people simply aren't going to care and will move on. But I do know that I do have that small base of ones that did tell me how much you cared back when originally with YouTube. Because of what they were doing, I had stopped, and you were the reason why I came back. And I'll give YouTube credit. At least they actually gave an option that it was a much longer option, but that based on how much time that you had on the channel, they eventually would verify that you were an adult. And so they did not stop me from being able, they impacted me in ways, but did not stop me from being able to make content for you, unlike what Sony is doing. And deal with it. Never fails. Anyway, like I was saying before that, so, or at least what I assume is going to be by Sony, because again, until it actually comes to pass, I am taking it as rumor, but it makes a lot of sense because Sony at the end of the day, and Yotai, wants that personal information. And really when you think about it now, if you're somebody that you don't play online, you don't have friends on, you know, messaging stuff, you just single player or whatever, and it's pretty much an offline experience for you, yeah, it's not going to be that much of, you know, at all of an impact to your experience. But for people, and I don't really play, I only play a few online games in all truth. Most of the stuff I play is single player. But in any case, for people that do play online or whatever, the communication aspect of it is a huge part of it, and that is why they are targeting it, because people, you know, you make friends in these games, you have communication in games where you need communication if you're playing like in a squad, you know, whatever. And I don't think that it's not coincidence that one of what is anticipated to be the biggest games of all time, GTA 6, is right around the corner. You know that's going to have an online feature eventually, and they know people are going to want to communicate, and even though you're paying them for the service to do so, and therefore they should be fucking providing it, they're trying to strong arm us into giving them personal information they have no right to in order to do that. And they figure most people likely will. And as I've stated before, if you are somebody that you see no issue with, I thought that crashed there, if you see no issue with giving your personal information, it's your information. It's perfectly your right, and I support it. I do, however, hope that you have done your research into what you are sending your information to so that you don't have issues down the line. Because, yeah, I do care about my viewers. Some people will, you know, argue, oh, you know, well, whatever. I could give a fuck what they think. But in any case, research it and know what it is you're sending it to. And it's for that exact purpose. I am not fucking giving them that information so that I can talk in an online game. But really, hopefully this shit will not come to pass as badly as they're saying, and if it's only PSN messages and only chat in games, I actually still don't know how it would affect me chat-wise, you know, doing like I'm doing right now. I might have to figure out a way around that, use SHAREfactory more so like I've been doing sometimes, where I have to mute this original audio when it really gives bad record errors and re-record over it in there. But the likelihood of what I'm seeing is most likely that it's ending pretty soon. And again, like I said, I don't know that will be ending, but it's what I foresee, unless I can figure out some way around it, being able to do what I'm doing right now in the way that I create content. If it does come to an end, I don't know also if, I imagine most people won't care and will just eventually move on, but I do have that small, very loyal base of people, the ones that I originally came back for, that do care. And if I'm still able to, if you, the ones that like to talk to me and share things about, you know, your experiences like with here in Skyrim and other games, or you need help with something, if I'm able to do it through even just being able, you know, to talk back and forth on the channel using the comments, I don't even know if I'll have access to that, if the web browser runs through, you know, or not. But if so, I'll do my best to do that with you guys and stuff. But I do want to say, though, for my loyal community, the ones that are always there with me, that showed me support at times with like YouTube and what happened there and stuff, and the ones that you take the time, I've always said there's so much better content out there than mine. I do put everything I can into what I make for you guys, and given what I have to work with, I hope that it turns out, you know, fairly well. But that you take the time to actually watch my content when you have access to so much better stuff than me, I really do appreciate that, and I put everything into it for you. I appreciate that you guys take the time to, converse with me in the comments. The ones that take and put likes on the videos, I really do appreciate that. And just, if this is the end of it after these years, thank you for being here. The content that is on the channel, that content will remain, and I'll try to do what I can.
Let's
Right
see
now,
here. I've got a letter and a lot of gold. Something
excuse
about it
me,
being your, inheritance. Oh, and sorry for your loss. Looks like
the,
that's
fuck,
it. Got to go.
the fucking channel ain't dead yet. That was convenient. At any rate, but that, thank you for being with me all these years. I hope that my content has been a help to you when you've needed it or helped to brighten your day. And if I can continue, I hate when it does that. If I can continue, I will. So don't take this as set in stone, but I do want to get kind of ahead of this, because if I'm not able to upload when it would happen, I don't want to just leave you guys in the dark. So in any case, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.